welcome back to Pero Comma Podcast with Collette, with Colette's Reading Corner, and Liz with Bookish and Fed. Today we are going to be going over some one-star reviews from some of our highly rated books this year. We're gonna start off with one that we have both read and both really enjoyed reading, and it's My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shen.
Yes.
So we are gonna go over some of the ones we find pretty funny. Collette, would you like to start?
Yeah, one I saw. Y'all are funny in these comments with these one-star reviews. You might be an author yourself. One said, waste of literature, waste of paper, waste of time, waste of energy, waste of money. To all the characters, fuck off sincerely. My Dark Romeo hater.
I love that one. I have 12-year-old me could write something better than this. There's too much to say about how awful this was, so I won't bother typing all except that this is horribly written. Simon and Daphne Bridgerton knockoff.
I refuse to. No.
I didn't see that. But 12-year-old me?
I refuse any Simon and Daphne slander, okay?
Yeah, me too.
I read the book and I watched the series. No.
This person was real short and like, nope, can't do it. Just not my thing.
I can respect that.
Yeah.
I can respect that. So this one says... This one I think is a little bit more structured. It says, I had to change my rating from a 2 to a 1 star because I can't think of a single thing I've liked about this story. The weird pop cultural references, the unrealistic way they talk, the way the heroine was portrayed was the worst. It's constantly, and I mean literally every other page, mentioned how she's obsessed with food and what kind of food she ate. Also frequently mentioned is her laziness, plus her only goal and wish in life, which is to become a mother. Hello, 2023. All she does is sleep until midday, go shopping, and read smut. She doesn't want to work. She doesn't want to go to college. And she acts extremely childish throughout this whole book. How anyone is drawn to a character like this, I really don't understand. Also, Romeo's childhood trauma. The story got more ridiculous with every second. Totally unbelievable. And somehow it just didn't fit with the rest of the story of his character. I don't know how to explain it. There was nothing in this book that led up to this kind of story. Just weird. Oh, and not to forget, zero chemistry or connection between Romeo and Dallas. I'm going to end a review with this masterpiece. And they put a quote from the book. The amount of cum I ejaculated into her was astonishing, enough to fill a damn venti. Because she likes Starbucks, so she would get a venti. I'm just saying, I thought that was funny.
And to touch on that, there are people who just want to be moms.
Right. What's wrong with that? Why can't she just want to be a mom?
In 2023.
Like it's some weird
obsession. And I know there's men that want to be fathers. Like their thing is like, I wanted to be a father since... Anyways, dummy. Yeah, I said it. This one, didn't read it, but my sister said it's shit. Why would you even...
The fact that you felt the need to mention that, like... Yeah.
A lot of them say the same thing. What the fuck did I just read?
Yeah, pretty much. So this one I feel like is a little bit well thought out.
Okay.
It says, I don't usually write bad reviews, but the only good thing I can say about this book is that it was somewhat well written. The entire storyline and all of the characters, not so good. Romeo, a raging misogynist with a horrible personality, which he fully blames on his basic, my dad wasn't nice to me backstory. Dallas, a childish, lazy woman with only 3 character traits: wanting to be a mother, loving to eat, have an obsession with a ripoff of Harry Potter book series. I wouldn't even call this a standard enemies to lovers because they don't become lovers until the very end. And Romeo is just cruel. Nothing about their relationship is healthy and not in a fun way. These are all valid points. Not valid that I agree with them, but you have a legitimate reason as to why you rated it 1 star to me. And for that, I can say I don't agree. I don't agree. I think Romeo's backstory, I guess I understand it. I feel like they probably wanted that to have some depth. I personally don't feel like they needed it. I felt like it was funny. To me, it was literally a rom-com. I feel like people went into it thinking it was going to be this deep soul-searching book, and it wasn't that. It was literally a rom-com.
I agree.
So I feel like we just went into it the wrong way.
Yep, I agree with you. I just think everybody wants to be too much of a critic right now.
Yes.
It's like, just calm down, enjoy the book.
Yes.
Enjoy the book.
And
you
what's
don't
up
need
with
to
the
tear
mom
these.
bashing?
Huh?
What is wrong? What is up with the mom
I
bashing?
have one right here. I have one right here. Listen, it's fuck this book. Fuck this book. Fuck the female main character whose whole personality was ha ha he he sugar ha ha he he I like food ha he he impregnate me with your sperm I've concealed under my tongue against your wishes. I don't care that she didn't go through with it. The fact she thought about doing it, this whole story was vile. I've never hated a female character so much in my 29 rotations of this godforsaken planet. Women are so much more than I'm different because I eat loads of food and never put on weight. And my only dream in life is fucking breed and play mother. Dallas was supposed to be ballsy and fiery, and it was so overdone it just became childish, immature, and emotionally stunted. The fact she was willing to baby trap a man that wasn't fulfilling any of her desires to be loved and was happy to raise a child in that kind of dynamic, girl, respectfully, fuck you. And Romeo, babes, your complete personality transplant in the last few chapters was a mess. Man went through penetrating her through his underwear. How the fuck does that work? Oh my God, her poor cervix. Do you know how much Calvin's cost? Because he's so deathly afraid of pregnancy to suddenly letting the baby batter pipe out freely and frequently. I can't believe I've ranted this much. I can't believe I read the whole thing. I can't believe a Beauty and the Beast retelling was boiled down to a tale as old as stolen cum under my tongue. Mrs. Potts would have a fucking fit.
So
that person is so mad.
They're mad. However, let me touch on the fact that she thought about having a child against his will. I need y'all to grow up. Shit like that happen every day. Where are you living? Where are you living? Have you never seen a soap opera? I grew up watching soap operas. I don't know about y'all.
Yep.
But they used to do it all the time in soap opera. So this is not a new concept. I don't know why people are so upset about that. And there are women that literally do want to have kids. And so they do dumb shit to try to have a kid. So what are you saying? And also, we also know that wouldn't work anyway. How do you hold sperm under your tongue and then shut the hell up? It wasn't even a logical thing for her to do. So what are you mad about? Oh my God. I don't know. I personally enjoyed the book. My sister enjoyed the book.
I enjoyed it. I mean, we read it to enjoy it. We didn't read it to completely, like, nowhere on the cover did it said this is a life's guide of how you should be.
Right.
Just a story.
And then I just feel like when you point out all of these things about how vile they are, I'm like, you forget that the very, very first 2-3 chapters is literally a marriage of convenience because he tried to. So for you to think that this is going to progress into something more than what it was, what are you saying? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Did you miss the first few chapters? Because it literally told you how he tried to set her up so that he could marry her, to piss off somebody that he knows.
Yep.
So
and like, it started off on that note with something that's so stupid. In all
Yes.
reality, the reasoning is stupid. You're really going to marry her. Like, if we want to get like that, it started off that way. I don't know if you expected a masterpiece work of art that checked every single woman's boxes
Yeah.
of how a woman should be and how a man should be.
Right.
It's a book. Let's enjoy it.
Right. For what it was.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then
That took a turn.
the final one I have is I could name a few poisons I would rather take than to ever know this book existed. Y'all are jerks. Oh my God. I'm sorry, you guys. I rated this book 4 stars. Liz, you rated it what?
4.
4 stars. This is a good time. If you want to laugh, you can read this book. I laughed throughout this entire book. I did not go into it thinking this is going to be a masterpiece about life and what love should be and how to navigate the stresses of being in a. No. This fool said, I don't like this guy. I know he's engaged. I'm going to steal his fiance and marry her to piss him off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where you thought the story was going to go from there. So, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
All
I
right,
did.
what's your next book?
I'm and also because the one I'm going to cover,
Mm-hmm.
the one I picked for me, has the same issue as this one. It was marketed as a dark romance.
Okay.
I did
Yes.
not consider My Dark Romeo a dark romance at
I don't know
all. So
why they would
maybe
consider it that anyway. Why would you market it that way? There was nothing dark about the book.
did anybody die?
No, I don't even know why it's called My Dark Romeo. Like, what's dark about it?
Probably his mentality about romance and stuff.
Mm.
Okay. So, my book that I picked was Butcher and Blackbird. Because I laughed so much and enjoyed it. But I can see where people have a problem because this was also one that out in TikTok and I don't know if it was marketed as a dark romance, when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not at all. I mean, unless you consider Dexter dark romance, like it's not. And this is funnier than Dexter.
Yeah.
So, just a quick thing, two serial killers, they do a competition between each other. They only go after guys that are bad guys. So again, like Dexter, it's not like they're out there just killing random people.
Please tell the people
Well,
about Dexter.
good people. Okay, so Dexter is a serial killer who works in the police department as a blood analyst. And whenever a serial killer gets off, like that, they can't put him in jail or anything, he goes and he kills them. So and he has proof that you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's there. These are bad people and all of that. So, I mean, to each his own, whatever. So Butcher and Blackbird is like a female Dexter and a male Dexter meet each other.
And it proceeds from there.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny. I enjoyed the book.
Yeah.
I realized that Abby Jimenez also read the book, and she rated it 5 stars as well. So, hey, Abby. So we're gonna go over some of the 1-star reviews people posted, and we'll keep
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep it light and fluffy and funny.
Right.
Let's see here. First one, it says absolutely horrendous book. It really wasn't. Rude. Somebody tomato. I don't know what that means.
Throwing tomatoes.
Oh, throwing tomatoes. Wow, that's really mean.
It's rude.
Thanks. I hate it. That was it.
Okay.
This one is everyone being held at gunpoint to act like this book is good? What the fuck? I was not held at gunpoint. I enjoyed it on my own. There could have been a better set plot. Kind of felt underwhelmed throughout. Book Talk lied to me. What the fuck was this and why did I read it? The male main character fucked the protagonist while in a dragon onesie. I'm putting that out there. And if that's what they're into,
right?
Like, once again, I'm a victim of Book Talk. I understand.
I feel you on that.
I get that. Because Credence was all over my TikTok about how great it was. What in the ever living fuck did I just read? Those 5-star reviews are lying to you. We're not. We really aren't. This one is just, I'm traumatized. Not that bad. I am traumatized. Kill me now, please. Dramatic. That was really dramatic. I have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns. I think the 1-star reviews are underwhelming for me, guys. Not the book.
Yeah.
Anyways. Collette?
So for me, I'm going to do Binding 13. I give that book 4 stars. The only reason I'm going with this book is because the books I did put 5 stars for, there's no 1-star reviews. Go figure.
None of them?
I'm kind of upset about it. Seriously, none of them. They have like 3 stars, 2 stars, but like.
Oh, yeah. That's so really good.
Yeah, honestly. I wanted to do Lessons from a Hidden Treasure because, I was ready to rip into anybody that had something to say. But there were no 1-star reviews, so I'm kind of upset about that.
It was I like that book a lot.
Yeah. So Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh is the book that I gave 4 stars to, that I enjoyed, that Liz put me on to. What was the phrase?
Crack format.
This is like, who?
I did not put you onto that book.
Liz was going to defend herself.
Yes. I was not about to take claim for you reading the book.
But yeah, what did you say? Crack what?
Crack format. It's written
in crack format. Yeah. This is not a Pulitzer. Okay? But it was great. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. So this review says, very simply, there's no way y'all like this.
None of mine had reviews like that.
This review says, I'm tempted to write a Kendrick level diss track about this because it's not even funny how much I hate this book. Yo. Oh my gosh. I see this person said, I DNF'd at 7%. 21 highlights and 9 notes later, I am free. With the amount of 5-star reviews for this book, I was expecting a literary masterpiece. But this is an insult. Let's go over why. 1.
Damn.
I have to go through this because they literally went through it. 1. The amount of times we were reminded about her appearance, you would think it was written by a man. 2. The trauma, I get it. She had a bunch of bad things happen to her, which she really did. That poor damn girl.
Aww.
But they felt underdeveloped. It felt like Chloe Walsh decided to throw in every single kind of trauma there was. Checklist time, bullying, unconsented violating photos taken, homophobic and racist parents, no friends, scared to go to school. Look, I'm not saying that this is not valid, but this book is giving me no depth. Wattpad trauma. Don't go for Wattpad like that. Me and Wattpad used to be BFFs at one point.
Alana loves what I think that's she still reads it. That's she. I know she reads fanfic.
Yeah. As someone who has experienced some of these, I know that they are bad, but in my opinion, they were so shallow. There were no layers. I feel no emotions. All you think is, wow, that's some bad stuff. 3. Short versus tall. I'm sure you are very aware of this romance book phenomenon. The girl is 3 foot 5 inches and the guy is 7 foot 9 inches. I don't recall reading that in the book. I really need to go back and see if that's what they said because I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. I clearly missed that if that's what it says.
But she's not that review's not lying. A lot of books are like that.
Yeah.
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 So that part,
This book does say this book does it so much that you would think you're reading an Allie Hazelwood book, and that let me know that this is not a valid review because no Allie Hazelwood slander will be tolerated.
Yeah, no, not at all.
No.
She
Okay.
does have the tall men and the short girls. But that's her stitch. Let her be. Anyways,
I don't
continue.
understand why that's an issue.
It
Most
isn't.
women want their men taller. What are you
My
saying?
daughter's Zelda, 4'11". Her man is 6'3".
My God.
You know?
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
And then 4, the age gap. I'm gonna read what it says, but let's talk about the age gap. Age gap. She's 16, he's 18. Age gap. Where?
That's so common in high school.
High school.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I digress. The age gap. She's upset about it essentially because she says he doesn't want to have sex with her because he knows that he's 18 and she'll be 16, but they end up having sex. Like I said, it's just like, ugh, you're kids. I don't want to read that. But I get it. But I'm more so offended at the fact that you're teenagers and you're like, I know kids have sex in high school. I'm not gonna sit here and act like children don't do it. They do it. They was doing it when I was in high school. That was 79 years ago. Okay? I know y'all do it. Just saying, it was a long time ago.
She's so dramatic.
I'm just saying. But I'm more so offended. It was. I'm like Medea. Every time you go on about it, you have to have more years and more time. So I understand that point, but again, it was more so because they were kids, and I just don't want to read about kids hunching. Yeah. So my husband and I are 3 years apart. Are you going to say that's an age gap? Like, that's nonsensical. I'm sorry. That's not valid. And then 5, she says, this is 100% written by a man.
What? Why?
She says, she takes a quote from the book. She says, a soft female groan came from her lips as she attempted to get her feet. Since when does an author refer to a groan as female? Yuck.
They must not read fantasy.
Oh my God, there's another person that said this. I think before reading this book on TikTok, it would be good to mention the age gap, as well as just how young Shannon is. What age gap? Why do y'all keep saying that?
Probably because 18 is considered an adult. So it's like immediately they...
Can you look up age gap, please? Because I need...
Yes, one moment.
Maybe I'm using the phrase incorrectly. Because I feel like age gap is like 5 years or more.
And I would, yeah, maybe 10 for me.
Yeah. I was being generous with the 5, honestly.
What is considered an age gap? A couple who are seriously or casually dating with an age difference of at least 10 years.
You're using the phrase wrong. This makes your review invalid.
What age gap is illegal? The age of consent in state laws ranges from 14 to 18 in more than half the states. The age is 16. In addition, most state laws criminalize sexual activity only when there is a specified age difference, commonly 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Also, I'd like to highlight that this book is in Ireland.
And they went to school together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're in Ireland. They can drink at 18. So I feel like it may be different over there. Not saying it's okay. I'm just saying it may be different over
I
there.
mean, I don't see a problem with 16 and 18.
I honestly don't either, especially if you're in high school. What am I? Oh, you graduated. I can't be with you. Bye.
But I think there's a law that protects that
Yeah,
from people
Romeo and Juliet, right?
4-star reviews.
Yeah,
Like,
isn't there a Romeo and Juliet law?
yes.
Okay. So it says, I think before recommending this book on TikTok, it would be good to mention the age gap as well as just how young Shannon is. She's 15 going on 16, he's 17 going on 18. Anyways, let me continue.
Mhm.
This is an adult romance, yet there are no adults. And that's what got me, because if you remembered, I told you the reason I gave it 4 stars is I thought it was adults.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
So that I don't feel like is a bad thing for the author. I think the way it was marketed
Mhm.
was poorly done because they some kids.
Mhm. I agree with you.
I don't think it's okay for something to be aimed for adults and yet be about a relationship of a 15 and 17-year-old. I agree with that. Not only that, but the ages don't make sense. You put her down a grade, yet she is younger than her friends. How is that even possible? I don't I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Maybe there's
Um,
something wrong with us.
Another thing, why has this book got two naked adults on there when she was 15 and turned 16 and is still 16? The original copy cover was like that. I did see the original cover. It was two naked people, which is why I thought it was. And then when I saw they changed it and they put this girl like in a uniform looking at a guy, and I was like, you should have did that first.
Yeah.
So again, poor marketing. Um, One last thing. It's this constant referring to each other as so big and just so small. It's actually uncomfortable. You repeat that she is 15 so many times which means he knows that it is wrong, yet they still get together. Again, 15 going on 16, 17 going on 18. You have to stop. You have to stop. I feel like this is this thing now where everybody's like, "Oh my god, you're illegal. You're gonna go to jail."
Yeah.
But then don't let your kids date in high school. How about that? Like that's nonsensical. That makes no sense. They go to school with people different ages. Her focus was the age. My focus is the stupidity of you thinking the difference of ages in high school is a big deal. Now, if he was a senior and she was like 13 going on 14, a freshman, I'd be like,
You're pushing it. I agree. I
But no, we're talking about a senior and a
I
sophomore.
yeah.
But continue.
No, I was gonna say it's also maturity level.
I agree. I totally agree. But she was kind of like a damsel in distress because she was just so timid. But again, a lot of the abuse and trauma that this girl went through, like,
I don't think people I don't think some people take all that stuff into effect and how it would affect a real person. Like
yeah.
just like, you know.
Because in the books, I have to say, it even addresses that. She says that she was going on 16 and she had never had her period. She was underdeveloped. She was malnourished. She looked like a child. It does say that a lot. She looks like a child. But I think that was because she used to get, like, her dad put her in the hospital. She had a collapsed lung
Oh
the
my
way her
God.
dad would beat her. So, like, she was very timid. She tried to make herself, like, invisible. She didn't talk to people. She had 2 friends, and that was it. So, like, for him to see her or whatever, and he wasn't even paying her no mind. He was literally playing the game and accidentally hit her with a ball and was like, "Damn, she has beautiful eyes." And then like it
Ah,
progressed from there. It was never like I saw her and oh, I gotta have her. It was never that. And then after they got into the relationship and she got better, they called the cops. The parents, went away with their stupidity because her mama, oh girl, I could go in a whole different episode about her mother. But after she became, was taken care of, she was in a went into foster care with like loving parents. She was actually eating because they never ate. Her dad was a drunk. He would take all the money and spend it on alcohol.
Oh.
She would eat cereal because that's all he would buy, or she would eat crackers because like they would not buy food. So when she got into the foster care program or whatever, and she was actually eating or whatever, it talked about it. She finally got her period. Her body started catching up to where
Which
she
is
should be.
something
Like,
that really happens.
right, right. And so when you're sitting here saying that they're infantilizing this girl, which I don't feel like is the case, like he could tell something was wrong, she would never speak on it because she was like, if I tell him, my dad's gonna find out, he gonna kill me. That was her whole thing. If you're being beat for X amount of years, I'm pretty sure you're going to think that.
Yeah.
Her whole goal was, I need to turn 18 and get up out of here. That was her goal. So I'm sorry. I can't agree with these 1-star reviews because you're literally complaining about kids handling shit like kids.
So. Probably because it was marketed as an adult book.
I agree. And again, that's why I had to drop it down to 4 stars because the way they told me about it, I thought it was an adult book.
Yeah.
Even the people that are reviewing the book, I think they need to do a better job explaining the book. They're not saying it was. I'll let y'all know. I don't want to hear about no teenagers hunching, but it's teenagers. You're not going to go into it thinking it's an adult. So
yeah.
But yeah, ooh, this one contains spoilers. Should I do that?
Go ahead.
This would be my final one for Binding 13. I didn't think I was going to feel this passionately about it.
I know, me neither. We were supposed to be on here laughing.
I didn't think I was going to be this passionate
about it. A little deep.
Yeah. Never mind. I can't read it because it's in another language. So
there's a few of those, right?
Yeah.
On mine too.
Somebody said I gave this 1 star because they're both minors. Okay. I can accept that. I can accept that.
Yeah, it's not for them.
I haven't read it, but some Chloe Walsh fans are annoying and ableist using the R word here and there like it's nothing. I bet they read the Colleen Hoover and called it peak literature. Y'all some rude people. Y'all rude as hell.
I don't know that I want to write a book.
I'm telling you. Can I just say I apologize for everyone that I said that your books were trash, but like honestly, I feel like me saying your book was trash is a lot more nicer than what these people are writing. They're so rude. Somebody said I gave it 1 star because you really out here giving trauma porn to a 15-year-old.
But it wasn't marketed but it wasn't marketed as a young adult book.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why it wasn't marketed as a young adult book, because it's not something
the trauma.
Wow, I didn't.
It's like I did not want to read about 2 broken people finding each other.
What is the synopsis on this book? Does it touch on the trauma?
Let's see. Synopsis. He wants to save her. She wants to hide. She's damaged.
I just needed to hear that. Like, yeah.
He's determined.
Yeah. That it literally starts off letting you know.
It really does. But yeah, I'm sorry. I enjoyed the Binding 13 and Keeping 13. Again, it's the only thing that didn't sit good with me was the sex. I don't want to read y'all hunching. I can't say that enough. Other than that, the story to me, because it was literally a YA, it read like a YA with trauma. And I'm so sorry. Everybody don't have butterflies and rainbows growing up.
I didn't.
Right. I didn't
I,
even
I
either. I wasn't as traumatized as her, but
yeah. I mean, we hope to raise our kids like that, but that's
right. That's not life.
yeah.
So honestly, I would still recommend the book. Liz was like, nah. Liz
Well, when you listening to you talk about it now, it you know.
was different.
Hmm.
Yeah. But I would still recommend it. I'm just saying. I thought it was a good read. I actually ended up reading the next two books I told you about the
Hmm.
brother Joey.
Yep.
I was disappointed with those. I thought because his story, when you hear from her point of view of him in her story, I just knew his story was going to be great, and I just felt like she went back to touch on how he got to that point in the first book, and then the second book I thought it was going to be where they stopped, which was when he went to the foster care with her.
Okay.
But no, it stops there. Like his whole book is still trauma. And it
Oh,
stops with them going into the foster care. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I already read that. Tell me what happens after. I thought they were going to go past that. So,
okay.
yeah, it was basically just revisiting the story, but with his point of view. And I was just like, I don't know. And then I cried like that. Was, again, she had a lot of trauma, but his trauma was, I don't want to make comparisons because trauma is trauma, but my God, it was just bad. It was just,
Mhm.
yeah, it was
I
really
don't
bad.
know that I want to cry.
Yeah, his books were a lot, but the first two books I really did enjoy. I don't think I'm going to continue though, so there's that. But this was our 1-star reviews off of books we loved.
Yeah.
I hope we were able to give you some type of insight as to why we felt like some of those 1-star reviews weren't valid, because a lot of them were just complaining about tomfoolery.
Yeah.
So, you guys check them out. And as
Let us know
always, you
your
guys,
thoughts.
absolutely. Let us know if you're going to read any of those, or if you've ever read any 1-star reviews of books that you love.
Yeah. There's actually so many. When I was going through my list and I was
Yeah,
like, okay, I know I'm generous with my reviews,
yeah,
but holy caca. And people are just mean. You know what's funny is when I started the whole Bookstagram and all that, I was like, but the book community doesn't really have haters like that. Everybody's just reading books.
right.
I was wrong. So wrong. Oh, I
Yeah,
got on TikTok a few weeks ago. There was drama between two book talkers. I'm like, I'm getting off. Okay.
yeah.
What?
There was that major drama like last year with this one TikToker, um, who was talking about the hockey star. She was reading hockey romances. Did you hear about that?
No.
And so she was following this guy that was on a hockey team for the Kraken, Canada Kraken, Washington. I don't know, child. They over there up north somewhere where it's snow. Anyway, I will say that man was fine. I get it. I see why you would picture him for who you're talking about in your hockey romance books. But I guess the way she went, she took it too far, or the wife felt like she took it too far. And was like, you guys, this is not hockey romance. This is real life, and you're talking about my husband like he a piece of meat. Like, chill out. So it was like this whole thing, but I was like, you guys, you just read the book and chill out. Sure did. It was a lot. It
Wow.
was a lot. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to tell you how I felt.
Yeah, I didn't know that there was so much drama in the book community.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
that is it for us, you guys.
Yes.
Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching as always. And we will see you next week, y'all. Toodles.
Bye.